Hello everyone. Today's video might feel a little different, since most of the time I make command creations with tons of commands, and you probably tired watching those kind of videos. And guess what? So do I. So for today's video, we will be doing a very easy command creation, a controllable ender pearl. But, of course I prefer my creations to be unique. This controllable ender pearl that I'm about to show you is a very multiplayer friendly, which means this command creation will work perfectly fine not only for one player, but for every players in your world. And this command creation is only composed of 6 command blocks. Can you believe it? 6 command blocks only. Not 40, not 55, not 57 as well. And especially not a gazillion amount of commands. So if you say you can't do it, then I don't know what to say. And without further ado, let's get rock. So basically how it works is you just need to throw an ender pearl, and you can maneuver it by simply rotating your head. Now, if you want to switch to the ender pearl's perspective, all you need to do is sneak, and your camera will be set to the ender pearl. And if you want to switch back to your normal camera, then simply stop sneaking. You can repeat this process anytime as long as you have an active ender pearl. You can also throw multiple ender pearl, and you can control all of them in a general movement. However, your camera will only be set to the furthest ender pearl when you sneak. Now if there's more than one player in your world, this command creation won't trigger any error. This is because I used an ID system here to detect which ender pearl is from which player. I'll explain more about the ID system later while we're making the commands. Anyways, each player can freely control their own ender pearl, and they can switch camera to their respective ender pearl as they please. There you can see that its mechanics is very simple. It's not that fancy, but I think it's super cool and fun to play with. Now let's proceed to the commands. Let's begin by making our ID system, which is actually composed of 2 command blocks only. So first, create a scoreboard objective. Alright, now here's our first command. By the way, make sure that you do not activate this command first. We will activate it later after we add the second command. So every time a player that has no ID score enters your world, this command will add 1 ID score to the fake entity named total_ID. Now here's the second command. Now with this, once a new player joins your world, this command will copy the ID score of the fake entity to that player. So, if the ID score of the fake entity is 1, then the ID score of the new player will be set to 1 as well. And the ID score of a player will never change forever, unless you change or add a command to intentionally change that. Alright, now let me set the display for the ID just for you to see it. This one is optional though. There. We can now activate the first command. Now here you can see my ID. And this is the total ID score that is stored on a fake entity. Now, if someone joins your world, the total ID will be increased by 1, and will copy the score to the new player. Alright, now let's get back to the commands. Now when a player throws an ender pearl, that ender pearl will copy the ID score of the nearest player, which is obviously going to be the ID score of the thrower. Let's check if it will work. Take a look at here. Every time I throw an ender pearl, the ender pearl will be registered to have the same ID score as mine. Anyways, let's proceed to the next command. This command will make the ender pearl to move forward while following the head rotation of the player that has the same ID as it. Oops, I found a syntax error. This should be score only, not scores. Alright, the ender pearl should follow our head movement now. Cool, now on to the fifth command. Now this one will set the camera of the player to the ender pearl's location that has the same ID score. However, for some reason, this camera command will prioritize the furthest ender pearl from the thrower. I don't really know exactly which part of this command does that, but hey, if it works then it works. Oops, I misspelled execute. Alright, now for the last command, which will be the command to clear the camera command. This command is pretty simple to explain. This will clear the camera command for the player that is not sneaking. So after they switch to the ender pearl's perspective, and they stop sneaking, this command will return their camera back to normal. However, this command has a flaw. This command will nullify any other camera commands you have on your world. So if you have other creations in your world that uses camera command, then you might have a problem with that. If you have a suggestion on what command I should use to replace this specific command to prevent that problem, please do share it in the comments section. So anyways, let's do the final testing. Pretty nice. Cool. Now that's how you can make a multiplayer-friendly controllable ender pearl. I hope you enjoyed watching this video. And I hope also that you learned something from this video. And if you did, well, don't forget to leave a like as an appreciation. And subscribe as well if you haven't yet. So before I end this video, special mention for my channel members for being there for extra support. If you're interested to gain early access on my videos, feel free to join the membership. So yeah, I hope you all have a great day, and see you soon. Bye.